we're at a point now where we starting to see little things, but you know what? They're still in t-shirt and panties. They're in a Dina Howard mode right now.
Yeah.
And I don't think we can know
Luxury.
everything, but still. But right now, when you talk about the state of a football team, you just talk about people that you have in positions that you think may be better. I ask you this question. Is this football team at this moment better than they were last year at the same moment? The t-shirt and panty stage.
I'm going to say they're better because B-Rob, who I'm in love with,
Mhm.
I saw this dude in the run game for me. I think their ultimate success is going to be how they run the ball better than they've run it.
Okay.
I think, not that this is a smokescreen, but when you have a guy as dynamic as 5, I think it's going to open up the run game. Deep down inside, not as popular as people want, but I think that the way we coach backs, you mentioned the other dog on that staff is coaching them backs, and Eckler, they're loaded. I love Rodriguez. I love
Mhm.
that running back room, and it's easier to run block than pass block.
Mhm.
So as that O line develops, and I think we're going to get a surprise that we may have more talent than we gave them credit for. It's just how we utilize it and how we call plays to accentuate it and help them.
When you making those statements to me tells me like guys that they sign and the fact that they sign 1 year and 2 year deals, I think people put too much value in that
Mhm.
to negatively look at a team.
Mhm.
I felt like you got a lot of 1 year, 2 year contracts of
Mhm.
guys that still have ability, which now put them in a position where I got to prove something.
There you go. That's where I
And that
want to
probably
be.
makes the team a lot
That's where I
better.
want to be.
Like the running backs, I like linebacking core, like
Oh yeah.
offensive line. When Lanfield sent me this thing yesterday, we'll get to that a little bit later on about
Mhm.
the ranking of our offensive line compared to a lot. It's not great, but it's better than some offensive lines that I look at and I
Oh
think they're
yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
And it's one person's opinion, but
Yeah.
we'll go through it. But offensively now, are you beginning to develop a mindset of what they want to do or will try to do compared to like last year? We didn't know. And like right now, do you think that they're going to try to be more of a running team, passing team?
I think what we have going for us is the unknown.
Mhm.
But that's just through camp. Once they put the gear on, we see them scrimmage.
Yeah,
But for me, it's all about Tampa because all I'm focused on is Tampa.
gotcha.
I need to beat one team, Tampa. And they don't have no idea what's going to happen. I don't think any
Mhm.
of us do.
Yeah.
That's the advantage for us. But the basics, as you well know, all the motion we did was all a distraction.
Yep.
We basically ran 3 plays.
There you go.
So I think the real good teams is window dressing. But in the end, we coming right at you to one side of your eyeball or the other. It's
Mhm.
not never that complicated. I think baseline blocking, I think that we've got some guys that if they're healthy, I still like Trent. There's some guys in there I think getting coached up. Not that the coach has to be better, but different.
Mhm.
Just a different voice, somebody believing in you, and bringing the running back and the tight end back in the run game and the pass protection game. I thought some of our protections was asinine.
All right.
It was just crazy.
Yeah.
That won't happen again.
See, this one thing I look at, like, I know when we start talking about the offense, I would probably say well over 70% of the people that listen, all they care about is why we going to throw the ball.
Yeah. Well,
But you and I came from an era where we still feel the way your team develops is how well do you run the
run the
ball.
ball. That's right.
Because it's just like you go to school, everybody happy for recess. A lot of people not happy when they got to go to science and math.
Mhm.
When you have to run the ball, you want people to be excited about that too, because what it happens is you go out and throw the ball, you get up by 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown. If you run the ball effectively, you shut the game down
Game
right
over.
there. While hearing Joe Witt Jr. talk, knowing that dude is leading the defense.
Yeah.
See, most people hear that and they just get excited about the defense. I get excited about the offense because I know that you have to match that intensity.
In practice.
So the offense Like you said it, when they went 9 on when they used to go 9 on 7,
Mhm.
the defense whooped the offense ass.
Mhm.
I don't think this offensive line and that offense is gonna just allow that
Mm-mm.
without having some fight back.
Oh, yeah.
So, the offensive line gets better, which in essence make the defense better. I mean, make the offense as a whole better.
Yeah, and whenever your quarterback is a threat to run, he don't have to run, but he's a threat to run.
Mhm.
Your offense has a chance to be just like Philadelphia is so dangerous
Yeah,
because you mess around and not account for him, you in a world of trouble.
true.
Everybody talking about him. No, but he's to me one of the best runners I've ever seen.
Gotcha.
It's always in the back of your mind. You mess around the numbers game, and he can throw it. The dual thing is in.
Mhm.
What you did in your lifestyle and your time as a quarterback, that was now that's in. That's
Mhm.
you were born too soon. Now that's in.
Yeah.
And so that I think we have that with all the quarterbacks. And the other thing I don't like it when one guy does something nobody else can do. That offense has got to be he get a hang there. We got to keep moving forward.
There you go.
Can't build something for one guy. The system's got to be interchangeable.
Yeah.
Because we've lost too much now. I just love it when people get challenged, and I don't want dumb football players. I would take less talent and more cerebral
Mhm.
because you know it well as anybody. Some guys dumb as dirt. You ain't gonna beat nobody with them because you can't change at halftime.
There you go.
Most of your success, like our success, was halftime adjustments.
Halftime, after the first quarter, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that guys that can't do that, you can't win with them. So the vibe I got, I just I said, oh my God, they like it because people performed as if they could have been cut. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I see people out there
What they
like
say, we gonna compete at every
we gonna
position every
compete
day.
like they could have been cut.
Mhm.
I need to see desperation, not taken for granted. We had guys, I'm getting the bag, running around like they had already done something. They ain't won nothing.
Mhm.
That's done. I saw hungry. I saw, man, I want to make this
Yeah.
like it used to be.
Tight end position is now as glamorous as any position in sports.
Mhm.
They brought in Zach Ertz, a guy who has experience,
Great field.
and based on watching him out there right
Oh,
now running
smooth,
around, he seems
smooth.
to be healthy and whatever.
Mhm.
They drafted a kid with 4th round Senate.
Mhm. Love him.
They have other
I
guys
loved him in college.
from last year who has shown they could be very good in practice.
Mhm.
Never get to the game.
Mhm.
Do we have enough at the tight end position to make this offense sexy enough? Say it
Yeah,
like that.
they'll have to be healthy because, it's gonna have to be like back in the day when we used to say stone ages, you can't make the club in the tub.
There you go.
I love 88. He's back. He's healthy again. It's whoever's healthy.
Mhm.
It's a survival pool. We're taking the guy who's there and we're moving forward. That waiting on love the talent. I can't waiting on nobody.
In other
Yeah.
words, it's time for him to take ownership of his own stuff
Yeah.
and say, "This is who I am."
I'm gonna do that.
Because listen, man, I don't believe, and I said every year that the players have to take ownership
Mhm.
in this team. Yeah, you got a coach, but it's not only his team. It's more your team than his.
He got guaranteed money. You
He
don't.
has guaranteed money,
Yeah.
and your money depends on him. So you better show what you're about.
Yeah.
And I believe too many guys sit around and think that they're on scholarship, that they're gonna be here no matter what.
I
And even in college now, that's starting to be wrong.
Well, that NIL is going to be a whole nother conversation because people are going to realize the thing that always blows my mind is how casual guys can be on a last place team.
Yeah.
Daniels is there first. Hell, he ought to be trying to move people out the way to get in the door.
Yeah.
Why is he the only? Why is one guy doing something on a last place team? That blows my mind.
Everybody else should be doing it.
There ought to be a traffic jam getting in that place at 6 a.m.
Mhm.
So that's what I sense now. That urgency thing, man, that to me, one time I'm going, okay, that's clear. It's
The
clear.
the defense on the D line, I think everyone is so concerned about who's going to be pass rushing. I think they have a lot of confidence
Mhm.
in Allen and Payne. They draft Newton in
That
the
boy.
second round.
Ooh,
He
ooh.
is a guy who everyone said had a first round grade,
Yeah.
but he had the little foot injury. That seems to be something that's going to be minor, not nothing
Go
serious.
get it fixed again. Take your time.
So Not gonna waste my time on discussing them. We've been discussing the D line
Mhm.
for the last 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
But they improved linebacker and the secondary.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on those two positions right now? I think Wagner, he's as good as any we've had so far. And
Well,
I think on
it's like your partner, coach. I mean, captain. What London Fletcher brought, it's the second coming of it.
there you go.
It's a grown ass man who can still outplay you and he's a coach on the field, and it's what Fletch. So I'm gonna show you what to do, then make sure you do it.
Yeah.
So you better beg him to play 2 years for you. If you can beg him to do that,
Uh-huh.
you will be blessed by it. You gotta hope he don't need this, but you can beg him to get 2 out of it, you'll be better off.
The secondary over the last, I would say, 4 years, we've always discussed not being in the right place,
Mhm.
blowing assignment,
That's your fault.
not knowing what to do.
You lost your best coach in secondary because you didn't know his contract was up.
There you go. Now, they have a coach and also have Jason Simmons running the pass game coordinator for defense.
Mhm.
Guys that have done some damn good things over the years.
Mhm.
The last 2 interception leaders
Mhm.
were with
Dallas.
Dallas. Diggs had 10, 11.
Mhm.
The next year, the other kid come back and get another
That's all
10.
they talk about.
Who can we make better? All right, Forbes.
All of them.
Everybody want to talk about Forbes' size. But if you have a talent level, your size won't be discussed. This guy was known as a ball hawk. We just threw him out there, and then when he didn't do well, we kind of benched him and act like it was his fault, not any of our fault. Can they make him get closer to what he was in college
Instantly.
than he was
Instantly.
last year?
Instantly.
Mhm.
Because, there's a reason why Nick Saban coached secondary. There's a reason why all the studs in
Mhm.
the game, they coach the secondary.
Well, know what Nick Saban said about Sanders?
Mhm. Yeah, his favorite
Best
player.
player in the draft.
That's right.
He a little
And he
dude.
went against him.
He's a little dude. Dude, I love his excitement. I
Yeah.
love his
Just being
intensity.
around him. We were at the
He likes
event with
having
him.
fun, but dude can play some football.
You saw it at the benefit that we were at, with the Rocket School, prep school.
Yeah.
His body of work is already on tape. He's a champion. He earned the GOAT's respect on film and went against him.
Yeah.
And people were questioning here. My best coach on my staff defensively has got to be in the second. Pettibone.
Mhm.
Defense coach secondary.
Mhm.
I can't experiment in the secondary. Only a
Especially in
complete
this day and
idiot.
age where the game is ran by the pass.
Exactly. So I can't experiment with a friend of the family
Mhm.
running that. I got to have the best I have.
Yeah.
Well, we lost ours. We lost him to another NFL team because we didn't understand contracts. Okay. It just it tickles you. Somebody think you're making this up.
No,
This all really happened.
totally.
And so what I'm saying is that kid's been his size his whole life and done pretty well with it.
Mhm.
He gonna be okay.
I'm gonna ask you a question because I had a young lady, Hannah Lichtenstein from the Commanders, hit me yesterday,
Mhm.
and she's doing this special, this podcast they're doing,
Mhm.
and she wanted to know about special teams.
Mhm.
Why is it that we always talk about offense, defense? We don't get a lot of love when George Allen did it,
Well, we talk special teams all the time.
Joe Gibbs did it.
Yeah.
So she was asking those questions, like, how would you fare in the new kickoff return era today? I said, I would absolutely love it
You kill it.
because I was able enough to get up to top speed quicker.
Mhm.
And if I got through one line, I'm gone. I can break tackles.
Mhm.
And it's going to come down to that. And she said, well, what do you think is going to happen with, I said, the guys that have always been serious about special teams?
Mhm.
Izzo, who's their special
Oh,
teams coordinator now.
you saw they coaching it.
Dave Tobe.
Oh, crazy.
Anybody that John Harbaugh's on their team.
Full speed.
You know, I say those teams are going to still be good because I was sitting here watching some tape last night of the UFL,
Mhm.
and I'm watching the schemes.
Mhm.
It's one wave. Once you through that wave, you can
Gone.
go. All you got to do is have the best blockers, some fullbacks, blocking at the point of attack.
Mhm.
And your guys understand, I am trying to get through this thing before it closes.
Mhm.
You can have a lot of great stuff. Tressway, you already got probably best punter in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They have to find a kicker or a kicker or a field goal
Oh, they
guy.
will.
And then you need a return guy who has no nonsense. I'm not dancing. You dance later. Dance when your career's over. Get through
Yeah.
the damn hole.
It was fun watching them practice that. The level of intensity, just watching that drill was violent.
I
I
like
just
that.
love seeing everything they do is full speed and not reckless, not hurting. I mean, you got to get the work in,
Yeah.
but they go all the way up to the point of crushing each other, and they come off of it.
I think people think that everybody went to the ground in Joe Gibbs' era.
Right.
He did full speed butt up,
Yeah.
which means you
Good.
wrap your arms, lift, and let him go.
Good.
They didn't take him to the ground.
No.
And they could that is still legal today. And
And very few people do it.
A lot of what you're talking about
Yeah.
is exactly what they're doing in practice, and we expect to see that happen